session 5 of 0D20 Faun's Heart. I'm your DM Jalyn with the people on the table, and you know what? I probably should let them introduce themselves this time. We've been 5 sessions, and I can't believe we haven't really done that before. I'm terrible at remembering this kind of thing. It gets a rhythm to go. We are starting late tonight due to technical difficulties, because technical difficulties are our friend. God, I love technical difficulties so much. Where we left off, we were in Halston, and Tess had just discovered a cat who called her an asshole. Before that, we ran into Sladry and Sylvia, who are currently staying at the Faun's Heart Infirmary with Valia. Tess and Lidda went cat hunting, and the rest we know from there is they found it wasn't happy. Before that, Sladry was actually a elven mage that thought she was being hunted by mages from Crestwood, which is the big city Faun's Heart is actually heading to for the big celebration. Let's join our players now. Let's go into Faun's Heart. Hello, everybody. And you know what? I was talking to our viewers. I also realized, do you know we have not actually introduced ourselves in the session yet?
I thought we did in, like, the first one.
Yeah, in the first one. But we don't, like, do it every session. We don't be like, hey, here is who's playing who today. Which we probably should do. I mean, at least you should remember, hopefully. We have our names on the screen. But how about let's do a quick go around, introduce yourselves, and what was your favorite part or favorite memory from last session?
What order do you want that in?
You know what? Let's roll a dice to start.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I can roll a d4. Lidda's 1.
I want to play rock, paper, scissors with Abbey.
We start with number 3, Abbey, and to the left. So it'll be Sylvia, then Lidda, then Tess.
All right, then. Hello, viewers. I'm Abbey. I'll be playing Valia Windrose, the Aasimar Paladin. And my favorite memory from last session was the argument about the cat. I think Valia has more gray hairs now.
Am I next?
Nope, Sylvia Holly would be next.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Sylvia, and my favorite memory from the last game was something that didn't actually happen, but I was considering, which was I was going to set the cat on fire when it was still a shadow in the undergrowth.
Oh. Lidda?
I'm Saralynn. I play Lidda the halfling, and my favorite memory from last time, of course, is aggravating, Valia constantly.
And Tess.
Picking on the grandma.
And Tess?
My name is Ashley, and I am playing Tess. She is a high elf rogue, and my favorite part from last session was sweet validation that cat probably has a fucking agenda.
It did call you an asshole. All right, so as I filled them in,
pretty raw about that.
As I filled them in, we left off in Halston. You had found the cat, you had got rid of the cat, and I believe you didn't want to start us the next day, Tess, because you had something you wanted to do.
Well, Tess only needs to sleep 4 hours. Had some time to calm down about the cat and consider things. So she wants to meet Valia and Lidda outside of the medical tent.
Okay, and you'll let Lidda know about all that and all kind of thing?
Yes.
I'll meet them in the door of the tent. I have to keep an eye on whatever's inside.
That's fine.
Do you not trust us to be inside?
I do trust you to be inside. You can be inside if you want.
No, I don't want to.
That's what I thought.
I was just asking.
That's what I thought.
So it's kind of clear that Saladri has been outcasted by the mages of Crestwood, I believe it is. And I think it might be a bad idea to have her being harbored here at Faun's heart.
We don't know that.
But we do.
We absolutely do. Those were the exact words that our DM said, that that's what the mages
Our
do.
what?
Is that they,
Boom, Grandma.
so that's exactly what's happening to Saladri. So we kind of know that that is what is happening here.
Sorry,
And
what?
I, for one, don't want Faun's heart bad side of these mages. So that's just my opinion.
I can't say for sure that you're wrong, but
She's not.
I made a promise.
I think Valia forgets a lot because she's old.
I'm not asking you to stop protecting them. I'm just saying I don't
Aren't
think
I
that
technically younger than you?
Who, me?
Yes.
No, I think I'm like 23, which is like the beginning of adulthood for.
I'm old. I'm
Catholics.
old, but I'm not so old that I've forgotten how old I am.
Oh.
I think you're meaning you might be younger than Tess.
All these pointy-eared people, they're always so old and don't look it.
That is kind of it, yes.
for
Anyway,
the record, Tess is 47.
well,
Was there anything else?
Anybody want to talk about the panther?
It was a cat. Just a normal cat.
That talks.
It talks?
Yeah. You didn't hear it?
It called us assholes, Valia.
Well, at this point, I can only imagine that the trees and the grass are doing that whenever you pass by.
I think this cat has an agenda.
The cat talked.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
Sylvia walks out of the tent. I just wanted to say thank you for keeping us here. It's been a long little while. I literally haven't slept for about a week. It was really nice to sleep.
Well, that's what you should be doing now, then. Don't be up and about and...
I'm awake now. Is there anything I can do to help? Anything? I'd just like to help out around here.
There might be. In the morning, we can bring you to talk to the owner if that's what you want.
Right. Crap, what was the elf's name?
yours is Saladri.
I need to stay by Saladri for a little while. I just would like to help her out and yeah, please talk to her. Or talk to them.
I can't promise anything, but I can certainly see about arranging a meeting in the morning.
Okay.
But for now, you really should rest.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought we started at next morning.
I thought you wanted to meet up with them the night before or whatnot, since you was the 4 hours or whatnot. Regardless, then yeah, though, Sylvia would probably need a lot of rest if she hasn't slept for a week.
Yeah, either way.
We can have it as later in the
Well,
morning that you want to talk to Langla.
Either that's she hasn't slept properly in a week, as opposed to hasn't slept at all, or she's hallucinating.
Either way, it's one of the things where it's easy enough to just lay it later in the day if that's need to do.
Yeah, just the next morning is good.
Yeah.
Probably relatively early, so which is why you're still being told to get back to bed and, you know, continue sleeping.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go back to bed. I'm sorry for bothering you. I'm a musician. So if I can help out in any way that way, I'm good.
I wonder if we have other musicians.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably have a few kind of around that wander, so they exist in Faun's heart. All three of you would know that.
Okay. Bye. Goes back in the tent.
I'd better finish the night's watch. Is there anything else you need? Tess?
I mean, no, I'm pretty good.
All right. Well, back inside.
Alright, Valia and Sylvia return inside the tent. Tess and Lidda, what do you do?
I am going to wait for, I guess, a reasonable hour in the morning for when Miss Langla and Lemamil would be awake, and I would like to have a meeting with them to update them on basically what we found out when we visited town.
Very well. Well, you know that Langla gets up fairly early, if not the crack of dawn, generally shortly afterwards, because you got to keep the camp running and things like that. Keep an eye on things. Now, you don't know when Lemuel... Here we go again. This is why we should always watch out when we name our elves. Lemuel is probably not an early riser, but you're not sure, because you've never been there in the morning before. But Langla's out and around, kind of checking in with people, checking that the tents are getting set up properly, that the... what's it called? Like the... Midway? No, not quite. Anyways, that the... stores in the Faun's Heart are getting set up as well. The tents there are getting set up, the tables. The shopkeepers that are supposed to be there and the small merchants that come with Faun's Heart and come out of the town for Faun's Heart are getting their... God dang it, I don't have words tonight.
You should always make sure that elf names can be shortened.
Right? Lemmy. We'll call her Lemmy. Just not to her face.
So I was actually telling Lidda that in case she wanted to come with me to the meeting.
Okay.
Lidda will be coming.
Alrighty, you guys, both of you, will be able to find Langla pretty easily amongst the area.
Tess lets Langla know that we've got an update and we'd like to meet Lemamil and her in the tent, in Lemamil's tent.
She kind of stops, gives you a look for a moment, said, I will send for you in... She kind of pauses, looks over towards the area for a moment as if where the tent would be. Send for you in about an hour or two. And then wanders off, and it's like, if you need anything, though, well, I won't be around at the moment if you need anything, but I'm sure you're you're versatile enough to, if you need anything, to deal with it. Just kind of.
That's great, that is. If you need anything, don't.
And she heads off into the direction of the show tent, in fact. Actually, that's right, you had a show last night, which means you've been here 2 days. 1 whole and 1 half. Oh wait, that's right. You were actually in a town where you had a tiny space. What am I thinking about? You're not outside the town, you're inside the town. We're retconning that, because that's how you found the tent in the first place. You're in tight quarters. Forgot about that.
That's rather what I thought.
Yeah, I just remember that now, because I'm looking at the map and going, wait a second here. This is when you don't properly take notes, people. Listen up as DMs. Here's DM advice. Take all your notes. You think you're not going to remember. You will. Yeah, no, you're inside the town, actually. So there's things around you, so you're also hearing the town actually wake up in this all as well. So you have about 2 hours to kill. Please don't actually kill in those 2 hours. Do not.
Yes, Valia.
None of you.
I have work to do.
Do you have anything you want to do during that time, or do you want to go meet?
Me?
Just in general, saying that if you have anything you want to do, any errands you want to run, anything you want to find out, anything you want to go pick up quickly, you have the time to do so now. Otherwise, you'll go talk to Langla and Lamiel.
I'm sleeping.
It's morning. My vigil is probably done. There hasn't been any sign of anything coming for them, has there?
Except for that cat in the night. That was it at that time.
At this point, Valia doesn't quite believe all of that, because remember, from her point of view, all we have is the 2 nutcases she's been saddled with came to tell her about a cat that may or may not be the size of a panther. Then when they finally brought the cat, it was just a cat. It was a house cat. And they accused it of skulking around, because cats don't do that normally, of course. And then they dropped it, and then later on told her some kind of cockamamie story about the cat talking.
And it has an agenda.
So,
We told you that.
So as I was saying, I haven't seen or heard anything coming for them, have I?
No. Nope. The cat is
Just
the closest thing.
Just nonsense.
And this point, Saladry is still sleeping. Like, just so still sleeping. That kind of out like a light snoring. You could probably have a thunderstorm going on outside and you wouldn't wake her up. Or wouldn't wake them up.
Question about how Fonsard is set up. Is there like a mess tent? Like some kind of central place that takes care of provisions?
Yes.
Most of the time?
Yeah. It serves you breakfast and generally somewhere like... So breakfast spans about 3 hours, and if you miss it, you're done. It's an early to late one. Like we're talking like a 6 to 9 kind of thing. Lunch then spans 2 hours. So looking at like a 11:30 to 1:30 kind of area. And then supper is a little earlier than most because usually it has to account for a show that starts at 5:30 or 6 p.m. And so it backs up a little bit by ending at 4:30, and then you have an hour and a half in there to eat. You go in, you grab your food, and you go.
All right. All of which I was asking for a reason. Is the fire eater guy awake?
Yes.
Because I know Sylvia is asleep.
The fire eater is awake.
All right. Well, I will ask a favor. I will ask a favor of him.
Okay.
Which is that I'm going to go get breakfast for the patients and for Saladry and Sylvia, and for him to just keep an eye on everything and get me. I'll be at the mess tent. I'll be right back. Get me if something goes wrong.
Sure, will do.
And then do what I just said.
All right. We will cut then to the meeting for Tess, Lidda, Langla, and Lemmy.
It just occurred to me, that might raise a few eyebrows, which might have entertaining consequences later because Valia is still carrying her sword. She had that for the vigil.
Oh. I'm noting that. Thank you. Ha ha ha. So, yeah, cutting to Tess, Lidda. Langla comes.
She's not brandishing it or anything, you know.
No, it's just hanging on the
back. Not staging a raid on the mess tent. It's like coffee or death. No, that's not what's happening.
I'm making that a note. Wouldn't it for Valia be pastries or death?
Not first thing in the morning.
Also, someone's request for the fire eater, bring him back something spicy. Anyways. Seems like a bad idea. As I was saying. Tess, Lidda, Langley comes and collects you and goes to take you to Lamiel to talk. As you cut through the illusion of the tent and the walk in, waiting for you is 2 cups of tea, with the third one just being finished off as she hands it off to Langla. Hello.
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 I cannot hear the name Langla without getting music stuck in my head.
What music, dare I ask? I don't know that I want to know, but you know what? I'm gonna have to ask anyways. 'Cause it's a safe thing to do. That's what I figured. That's what I figured. That's actually one of the reasons I chose the name. Let's not lie. It sounded musical.
To earworm me? That's
Well,
not
no,
nice.
to earworm in general. It's an earworm kind of name. It's what I wanted. Alright, Tess, Lidda, Langla, and Lani. What would you like?
So while we were in town, we were hanging out at some of the taverns just so we could kind of basically hear what everyone is talking about. And it sounds like Crestwood is basically, it has a lot of mages, and they have a lot of economic power over the town. And as for you not being able to foresee anything involved in that town, I would think that maybe the mages have the town protected from scrying, perhaps.
Very observant. We had not been to Crestwood before. This was our first time, and by invitation. That is possible. We may never know until we get in there, though, the absolute truth. I wonder if... we're too far out still to send someone ahead of time and have them come back in time to not be missed. She kind of turns to Langla for a second. It's like, we can't, can we? We can't pack up early or anything like that. Langla just kind of shakes her head. Well... can try to see what magics we have that can infiltrate the city proper without being a scry. It'll take some research, though. Is there anything else you've discovered?
We have to be careful because these mages hold a grudge, and the people of the town are a little intimidated by them because they can be blacklisted, and life would be very hard for them if they continued to live in that town on the bad side of the mages.
I never realized the mages had that kind of power economically and things like that there. Do we know anyone who's blacklisted, or do we have anyone that's proof of this theory?
We do. She's actually in the medical tent right now.
Oh.
She actually thinks that there is an assassin after her.
I'd be surprised. I mean, a high-profile mage might not need one. But then again, depends on how they want them to die. Well, Well, that is also from my time. Very well. If you would please, at some point, I'd like to speak to her. If at all possible. Kind of looks at Langla for a second. It's like, we'll see what we can discover from her. I realize we're letting more in that would be scaring you. But if this is the power that they have there, and this is the kind of things they can do, we need to know before we step foot in there. We'd be powerful targets. Thank you, Tess, for reporting. Thank you very much for letting us know.
Absolutely. I will say that I do have a concern. I do not want to harbor this enemy of the mages if it could possibly put Faun's heart in danger.
This is a very wise thought, too. We definitely would have to check that out. we'll have to check that out for sure. Well, when we bring her in here, we can see how much of a danger she would be to Faun's heart. Perhaps it is that she has no assassins following her at all, or perhaps it is something else. Thank you.
That's fair.
Kind of looks at Langlet's like, do you wish to see if you can bring her? Langlet kind of looks and it's like, clearly there's a slight discomfort on her face. It's like errand boy kind of style where it's like, sure. And with that, you guys are free to return to whatever you want. Like, she kind of motions to the tea as if you want more, but you're free to go if you wish. Unless you have anything else you want to bring up with her, talk with her, or what have you.
I think I'm just gonna go back to the medical tent and, tell Valia kind of like what's going on and that they do want to see Sylvia. And
I don't believe Valia's there actually when you return, because that's probably when she went to the mess tent. So you have the fire eater kind of.
oh yes,
Hi.
So good. Unless it takes a really long time in the mess tent, I'd probably be back by the time they're finished having tea and meetings.
Possibly. Well, how about that? You're on your way back when they make their way to your tent. You haven't arrived yet. They go in first, but you're on your way back. You can see them enter your tent. Your infirmary.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Alright. From there, do you need to do anything before Valia returns? She'll be there shortly.
Obviously, I can't go in there anymore. That place is now tainted.
You're never allowed to enter the infirmary again!
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's
I guess that's a.
I
I guess that's a no.
To anything they want to do before you show up. So yeah, Valia walks into the tent with you two there.
I'm kind of snooping in Valia's stuff, just
None
to
of-
be.
Valia's stuff
A turd.
isn't in that tent. You suck at snooping.
Well, no, when like you go to the doctor and you like mess with the tongue depressors and the thermometers and all that
Oh,
stuff.
that
That's what
stuff.
I'm doing. Yeah.
Sniffing all her herbs or what?
Yeah, definitely.
So arrive during that, I suppose.
You know what?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. You arrive to Lidda sniffing your herbs.
Good morning. Would you like something that is actually food to sniff?
Nope, this is fine.
Okay. Pass out what I brought to the patients who are awake and interested.
Okay. Those that are awake and interested do take things. The fire eater goes for like the very bland oatmeal.
Changed his mind on the spicy, did he?
Yep. Seems like a bad idea.
Now what am I going to do with the habanero roll? Oh well. Also, what I'm going to check on Saladri and Sylvia and, in fact, try to wake them up.
Sylvia is not there.
Where did she get to?
Not sure, but when you go to check on Saladri and Sylvia, Sylvia is not there.
Did you see where Sylvia went?
I'm guessing this is the fire eater?
To everyone.
Oh.
I was kind of busy.
The fire that, you did ask to look at them kind of like, oh, they're good. I didn't even notice them leave. Sorry.
Wasn't even trying to be stealthy. Just kind of just left.
Distracted as heck. Another one goes, she just left. Like, out that way. Points out the door of the infirmary, like, That's all.
Yay.
You said to call you if something went wrong, not if they just leave on their own. If they weren't supposed to leave on their own, you should have told us.
No, that's true. Well, they're not prisoners. I have to check on her later. Hope she comes back. Poke, poke, Saladri. But, you know, gentle and in a medical way.
Oh,
a medical
gosh.
stick. No.
Yeah, right. It's just cut from a tree with the word medical scratched onto it.
Noting. Medical stick. Okay, now if you ever RP Valia, like actual cosplay her, we're getting you a medical stick.
Don't have an actual medical poking stick.
A medical paddle. There we go. Tess is a great idea. Medical paddle. Alrighty. So when you
That's a paddling.
come to me ill, that's a paddling. Burn your tongue off, that's a paddling. So your gentle nudges.
Now I'm imagining such a thing that's been enchanted with cure spells, so that's actually how it works. Thwack, and they feel much better.
All right, noting this might be on a chart later for eventual stuff. I'm not saying I'm designing a prize loot chart someday. I'm just saying that there might be one for things in the future, because, you know, we can't stay exploring in this town forever. Anyway, medical paddle.
All right. Spanking board of healing. Wonderful.
That seems like a good time. Okay, yeah. Anywho, you gently jostle Saladri awake. She kind of looks up to you and, oh, good morning? Is it morning? It's morning?
Morning it is. Would you like some coffee? Buns?
I would love some, thank you.
This is the time on Sprockets when I feed Saladri. By which I mean provide the food, not literally insert it in her. I'm sure she's capable of that herself.
She is. She sits up on the bed, takes her time to sit on the edge, and begins to enjoy the bun and coffee. Very lightly, like they kind of rip the bun into small pieces and like very like put one in the mouth and take a sip of coffee to like melt the bun and and yeah, eat it delicately, I guess is the term. Delicately.
Now that the food has been distributed, I'll take my herbs away from the halfling.
Sorry, someone was mentioning that it reminds me of the thing that they showed us, so I had to show it off. Dainty. There it is. Thank you very much, chat. Dainty. Yes, they are dainty. Saladri is dainty. And yeah, use that very carefully.
Am I able to take some of her herbs and put them in my pocket?
I have to roll sleight of hand for that one.
Tess is smiling proudly.
Does that go against perception, or how does that go?
Oh,
It goes
Yay.
against your perception, yes. Let's see how you do. Oh!
oh.
Put those back, please.
Fine. But I
You know
put
what?
them back like in the wrong order.
Okay, you know you could hurt someone doing that, right? Like, these aren't... This isn't a salad that you're playing with here. These have specific purposes and uses.
I don't eat salad. Joke's on you.
If I use the wrong one on somebody, they could get hurt.
We'll read the label.
That worked until what you just did.
Why? I didn't switch the labels. I just switched the order.
Praise for small blessings, I suppose.
Seems like a thing
We'll
to
just
do
take
with
that from her now because this is really problematic.
the herbs. Taking it
There's
from
a
Lidda.
siren in someone's house.
Yes.
Something here.
Nothing here.
The herbs are taken from Lidda.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Now sort them!
Aggressive sorting. It's a thing. How the hell have I gotten my water bottle?
I don't actually have a medical paddle, but right now I'm wishing I had one.
Like I said, it may or may not appear on a loot table for something at some point in the future. I don't know. It may not.
Whack! Cure light wounds.
Maybe cause them a little bit too. But hopefully mostly the cure.
Well, as
Alright.
long as they cause less than they cure, it works out.
Alright, what do the three of you do? What do you wish to do?
They haven't told me anything relevant yet.
They haven't. They just swapped
Yeah,
your herbs
no.
around. And you went looking for someone who wasn't there and asked a question, and that's it.
Okay, well, they're just being irritating, so I'll pay more attention to the patients who seem to be doing fine and Saladri. Ask her how she's feeling.
Oh, much better now. Thank you very, very much. I feel very much better now after the rest. Yes. Yes. It was lovely. Thank you. Lovely.
There was no sign of anyone during the night.
Oh.
But there was a panther.
It wasn't a panther, it was a cat. Just a cat. Not even a strange cat. Mudkicker bought that cat. That cat belongs here.
I didn't know that.
You would
Sylvia-
if you paid attention.
Sylvia enters the tent. Has anybody seen the puma outside?
What?
It's a cute cat outside. Looks kind of like a puma.
See?
It does not look like a puma. It looks like a rag doll. Not that big.
Would you like a bun?
Yes. I was looking for the tent or for the food. I don't know where they are. I don't know the camp very well. I'm sorry. Takes a bun and starts eating.
Meow.
Oh God, the puma.
It's not a puma.
So there's another one for the pin wall.
It's the size of a ragdoll cat. I get that those cats are bigger than the average house cat, but it's the size of a ragdoll cat.
It's not a puma.
You know, Grumpy Cat? That's his cat. It's a ragdoll.
Grumpy's actually pretty small, though, I think.
Yeah, Grumpy's a small version of the ragdoll. Ragdolls actually get pretty large. Which, yeah. For those that missed
But-
the shot last
But
week.
big by cat standards.
Yes, that's actually the thing. They're a pretty big breed of house cat. I have a little picture up for those watching at home for the size of a ragdoll cat. It's like torso and a little bit more length. Like, they're actually kind of big cats, but they are super fluffy and adorable. But they're big cats, like big house cats. So that's why I giggle like, it's a puma.
It's not a puma.
But here, I have an image I'll bring up that is like in relation to an actual other house cat beside
stop.
it.
I'll stop pounding that into the ground now.
So, what's the plan? I don't know how these things usually go. Are you guys helping, or?
Helping what?
Find the people who are hunting my mistress?
You should probably talk to Langla about that. I mean, I'd like to help, but I have commitments here.
Okay.
Lidda, Jalyn, I observe that Lidda and Tess have still not mentioned a single thing about
Indeed.
Saladry and Sylvia being summoned.
They have not. I actually think that Langla was supposed to come get them, but I thought they were going to come and talk to you anyways about it beforehand. But,
Apparently, no, they just visited to... Apparently, they just visited so Lidda could be irritating and Tess could stand there like a post.
Aw.
Actually, Tess is perpetually leaning on stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, she
This
doesn't
is
sound
a
like
tent.
most part.
This is a tent. Choose wisely.
Don't lean on that wall! Don't lean on that wall! Don't lean on that wall!
Or better yet, don't.
That's a load-bearing pole.
It's just a lovely thought, isn't it? Tess being
Lean
all
on everything.
Tess being all angsty teenager going, leans on the wall.
She doesn't have that much emotion to have angst.
Okay, no
Bored all the
angst,
time.
no noise, just bored, leans on the wall, falls over, doesn't care.
Just is the ground, from the ground looking up at the sky.
Luckily, this isn't her first tent, so
I believe that. No, I think you're probably fine with what you're leaning on. Langla does come in though eventually, anyways, after a small period of time there when you were asking what the things that Sylvia's there and looks around. It's like, oh, good, you're all here anyways. You. Pauses for a moment. Studies the two new people. You and you. Please follow me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, by the way, they wanted to see us.
Saladry, this is Langla. She owns Faun's heart. I think you can safely trust her.
Sajikai just looks at Langla for a moment, pauses, studies her. It's like, very well. And follows where Langla's leading. Do the rest of you follow as requested?
Yes.
yes. And Tess will say, "Oh, by the way, that's Sylvia. Don't think you've met her."
Ah, thank you. Hello, Sylvia. Pleased to meet you. So, you guys all head back to Lemmy's tent. And just like every time before, there are now 5 different drinks around. So, Sylvia, here's the thing. What you'd think you would have requested for a drink if she asked you is waiting there at a spot for you to sit at. So, if you think you wanted a tea, it's there. Juice, it's there.
Coffee that has been so violently adulterated with milk and sugar that it barely qualifies as coffee anymore.
And at the
there.
perfect temperature
Yeah.
to drink, alright. Awesome.
Yeah. However, whatever drink you could have imagined at your spot is actually perfectly doctored. It's not like the tea that was just sitting there this morning. It's actually, yeah, the perfectly doctored drink's waiting there for you. She actually had time to prepare this time.
Well, we didn't barge this time.
Does this include Saladry and Sylvia?
Pardon?
Does this include Sylvia?
Oh, yeah. There's 5 drinks hanging around out there. It's actually, she's only missing Langla. So Sladger actually goes and finds like, oh, I've not had this fruit. Oh, I've not had this kind of fruit tea since I left Crestwood. Kind of looks up for a second and looks at her. She's like, it's like,
How did you find these peppers? This juice is really hard to actually get from the peppers. How?
Lemuel just kind of looks at her like, I am Lemuel. I am a seer with Faun's heart, and we come across many, 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 many merchants in our very long travels.
It's...
Come.
Thank you.
Sit. Be comfortable. Lidda,
So-
Tess, Valia, good to see you again.
Thank you. Are you well?
I am. Tess and Lidda were here earlier, and it seems like they might have a lead for why we're having issues in Crestwood. That's not my health. I'm sure Langla feels much better about that. Langla's just kind of... She has feelings. She will not tell them. She's a softie.
It's not like I like you or anything.
Right? That's exactly that. It's like, not like I've been keeping you around for 100 years just because I like you or something. Actually, you know what? She says that out loud. That's canon now. That's now canon, and it was said out loud. Woo. So she looks between, it's like, so Ladri and Sylvia.
Hi.
Brought you here originally? And she kind of just motions at, so she looks at Ladri for a second, pauses, and then turns to Sylvia. Because it's like, I know. One second, I'm actually going to bring up the Langla stuff so I can get the full information, because someone's asking her race. Langla presents as an elf. She's, I believe, more closely tied to wood elf versus high elf, but looks that kind of way. She has a pretty picture in her here that I can grab if need be. Can I just toss it in here? Let's see if I can toss it in there. No? No. No, her full name is just Langla.
Langali.
Langala. No. She's an elf who doesn't...
What's wrong with Langla?
Nothing, but I'm not pronouncing that. No way, no how. That's her battle cry. Someone else can scream it. Someone scream it on mic.
I don't think you can scream that. You'd have to ululate it.
Okay,
Do it, Abbey.
Do it. Someone do it.
I
Abbey.
don't think I can do that.
Yodel it.
Yodel! Yes, Abbey. Do it.
Langla.
Alright, so yeah, so if Tess was leading
I'm only
earlier,
willing to
Langla's
do
doing
that
now.
because you brought up yodel, which gives me memories of do or do not, there is no try.
There we go. Do or do not, there's no try. Thank you for the doing instead of just the do not trying. Langla is actually kind of like doing what Tess was earlier, which is kind of leaning against a point that is not a load-bearing wall, shelf, or anything, just leaning back against something she can, like watching the thing go on. And Lemuel sits down in a chair so she can actually view all of you. And yeah, she's keeping an eye on Sylvia right now, though, so it's like, so what brought you here?
Can I sit next to Abbey?
It's up to, I guess if you two sit together, do you sit together?
Yes.
I thought you said Lemuel had the table set with the drinks in appropriate places already, and as a seer, she might foresee the kinds of things that would take place if that happened.
But if she knows I desperately in my heart that I want to sit next to you, I think she'll let me.
You know what? I'm gonna do something here. Hi, hello. Hi.
Hi.
You sit beside one another.
Hi.
Hi? Both of you hi?
Yes.
To get your wishes. I'm gonna go with if Abbey, if it's high, doesn't sit next to Lidda, but if it's low, Lidda does, because Abbey got to call the high first. Oh. Roll, suckers.
Wait, were rolling?
Right
Or are you?
there. I am.
Okay.
Oh.
I am sorry, Valia. There are 2 cups there beside one another.
Is Tess
and
leaning,
Valia.
or can she sit on the other side?
Please, just.
Tess will move into place accordingly.
I get the impression that I have come here to this podcast to play D&D, while they have come here to play Torment Valia.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Seems that way. Seems that way now. They might change their mind after a little while.
They might change their mind when they need healing.
Right?
I'll get my paddle.
I'm giving you a medical paddle one of these days. It's gonna be something you go fight. It's like, that's a loot. A medical paddle. Like, what does this do? Whack! Heals 5 hit points. Like, oh.
Oh my god! You'd make it a medical necessity for me to yell, bend over and take your medicine.
That is now the command words. Hey, you started it. Bend over and take your medicine. But yeah, Lemuel is still watching Sylvia intently.
What do you mean? I followed Flandre.
So you did.
Yeah.
She smiles kind of just slightly at you, and then turns to Saladre. And
Sylvia looks incredibly nervous, by the way.
Lemuel has that
And
effect on people at times.
And about this point, Valia produces a jaw-cracking yawn.
Lemuel kind of looks at Valia for a moment. We'll talk in a moment. Healer. And just turns back to Saladre for a moment. It's like, so you are being stalked. And yeah, so they have the conversation. I'm not going to play out the 2 things like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Because you guys are here to play D&D, not watch me pretend to talk to myself with 5 different people. Anyway.
I'm here for that.
Okay, by hands rolling. Who wants to see Jalyn talk to herself between like 3 different characters?
Well, you would only see me and Abby's hand.
I plead the 5th.
Tess is typing. Hand is firmly raised. Oh, fine. It's a vote in favor, people. So you're stuck with me now for the next hour. No. So Lemuel turns to Saladre. It's like, fine, very well then. So you are being stalked, is what I've heard. And yes. I left Crestwood in a quite kerfluffle, and I think I angered some people there, and I'm not originally from Crestwood, and I think they have followed me out, and they mean to kill me, and I'm not sure how I can get away. I have not slept in very long. They were there, and I seen them at the Common Princess. Well, I didn't see them there, but they were spotted there by means that I trust. And I don't know what to do, and but no one. I don't know. I slept last night though. I slept really well. It was really nice. Valia was helpful about that. And Lemuel kind of looks over to Valia then for a moment, nods her head, looks back to Saladre. Well, if you're being stalked here, do you know the nature of the people who are after you? And Saladre's like, I don't know that they would send mages necessarily from Crestwood, because mages are just so valuable there, but they might send some of their lesser mages that, you know, for testing or things like that. And then they might actually send proper assassins after as well, and I'm not sure what that would be, and I don't know what assassins would be, and she kind of starts weeping. And that's where it kind of falls apart. Saladre starts weeping. She's just so unnerved. Who actually here has magic that they can use?
Here.
Okay, anyone who actually has access to spells or magic can roll an Arcana check, even if you're not trained in it. If you're untrained in it, you just don't get a proficiency bonus, but you can just roll it.
Okay. Good luck. Apparently I've got 2. Not trained.
I was actually trying to make a hit roll just then. No, I mean, I actually need to make a hit roll. Where do they have that on this page?
You should have... No, I'm sure you meant that. Depending on what you're trying to hit with.
Hand.
Not the paddle. Anything but the paddle.
That's just solid strength. You would just hit your strength to roll. So like that.
So it's the same as just doing a strength check.
Because your hand, just funny enough, does not count as a dexterity weapon. Ooh. And, okay, Valia, who are you aiming for?
The finger that just tapped my opposite shoulder.
So, Lidda or Tess?
Me.
Tess, apparently.
Oh.
Oh, because Tess tapped Valia's shoulder as well.
I didn't tap the opposite shoulder. I tapped the shoulder that I was on.
Okay.
I have nerves. I can target wherever that hit.
Alright, so you're targeting the person who tapped your shoulder last, which would be Tess, correct?
Yes, I'm not punching. I'm trying to grab the finger.
Pull my finger.
You succeed. You do succeed in grabbing the finger.
I'll just maneuver that over into her lap and just look at her and say, could you not?
Oh, we're playing patty cake already.
Tess will reach over and pat Valia's thigh and say, "No problem, dear."
Il Mater, give me strength.
Right,
Sylvia.
so Sylvia had 21 Arcana.
Oh yeah, Arcana.
Yeah,
I
Tess
got
had a
21.
12. And Valia has a 6.
Me don't know nothing.
You don't know nothing. 10 and up
It's hardly
gets you
surprising.
that you get a feeling of something happening. You're not sure what. It seems to be rating out of Saladri. The 21 from Sylvia gets that, or not rating from Saladri, it's rating from Lemiel. 21 gets to Sylvia that it seems to be directed towards Saladri, and you think it might be kind of... I'm trying to find the name of the spell, actually. Because of course that would be helpful, right? The kind of thing that could do this. It's almost like a cone of truth, if that makes sense. Not quite, though, because she doesn't think Saladri's lying. More just trying to see, like, I'm being so bad. I really should get better. That explains it. I don't have my spell book here. Anyways, what she's trying to dig into is, 1, does she believe it herself? 2, is there anything else around? Like, is there anything around her? Anything actually affecting her right now? And does she know further than what she's saying? Not cone of truth-wise, just, is there something she's kind of blocked? Because she's mentioning how she trusts that there was someone at the common princess, but she has no way of saying how she knows that. At least not that you guys would be aware. Lamla kind of just stops for a second, then once she checks and looks to the 3 of Lidda, Tess, and Valia sitting there, and Valia in the middle of patty cake, and goes, "Oh.
Valia's not in the middle of patty cake, has never been in the middle of patty cake at any point in at least 3 decades.
Anyways,
Just because Tess says patty cake doesn't mean that's what was happening.
Very well. Patty cake has been stopped.
With a gentle rub to her thigh.
She looks at the 3 of you, and then inclusive in that, and it's like, she can stay here for now. She will stay with me. She will be safe. And she kind of just looks over at Tess for a second, like, understanding what you brought up earlier about, you know, worrying about Faun's heart stuff. She'll be safe here. She'll be fine. Please go check the common princess. She believes there are people
Haven't we already
there.
been there?
You have. She believes someone is there. I think I even gave you some other places to check too, but that was the main one that she really, really thought people were at. Yeah. Lemille goes, she firmly believes someone is there. Trying to think here now then, who gets it? 2. I'll keep mocking the computer and it keeps knocking that down. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's nice having 4 people around the thing because I can just do that. And Sylvia. You get a small little message in your head that goes, I don't think they're only at the Common Princess. Or that they are still there.
Okay. She just says okay into her drink.
Okay. So, yeah. She's basically assigning the 4 of you to go check the Common Princess, but one of you she's messaged with, yeah. As we said, just so you're understanding.
I just had one more thing to ask before we
Yes.
go. I'm a musician. Is there anything I can do?
Langla kind of perks up. What do you play?
Several things. I play the flute, violin, and I've got a bell.
I will see if there's any racks that would like to have some music playing during them. We do have some other musicians as well. Perhaps you can join in with them. I will let you know upon your return. It seems
Okay.
Lemille is sending you somewhere. She kind of looks to Lemille, and Lemille's like, yeah. Don't take my people. Don't poach my people. Yeah, so that's it. Lemille kind of... She firmly believes this is happening. What do you 4 do?
Well, all I know is we were told to check out the Common Princess.
You seem to be semi-dismissive at this moment. Lemille has been quiet and she's kind of soothing Saladri.
I'm actually going to check out one of the other places just in case. I had a lead at where was the other place? Hold on.
1 second. I think I gave you the names.
Yeah.
Tries to give us in chat or in just right for you.
I had a lead at the Happy Phoenix that I wanted to check out. I'll meet up with you guys later, okay?
We should stick together if there's any chance of some kind of altercation. You
I'll
don't
catch
want
up
to
with
be
you.
alone.
I'll catch up with you quickly. I can be pretty nondescript.
Is that useful in a fight?
Not really. I just can get away pretty easy. And nobody bothers me. It's one of the reasons Saladri kind of like me around, just because I can keep watch and nobody notices.
All right. I can't force you.
I'll be back, okay? Thank you very much for the drink. And she takes out a water skin, dumps the rest of her tea. It's really hard to get these chilies. I'll see you guys in a bit. And then exits to go on her thing.
Alright, which part of the party wants to go first? The doing your own thing with Sylvia, or the 3 of, god dang it, camera. The 3 of you heading to where you choose to head to.
Well,
I'll go second.
I have to go to the Common Princess.
Alright.
I don't know if Lidda and Tess are coming with me.
Yeah.
I don't know which way I hope about that.
I'm going with Valia.
Oh, goody.
Let's go.
Lidda, you're going along, I take it?
I'll just stop by my tent on the way out to put away my sword and pick up my staff because that raises less comment in the city.
And you did get
Lot
some
of-
looks in Faun's heart, but no one commented, by the way. So, just letting you know, like, you got some looks from people, but no one said a thing that you could tell when you had your sword around camp. Alright, to the common princess you go. It's a bit rowdier than it was last time. We get into the later crowd, what have you here, and the people who are willing to day drink. Yay!
Woo!
Woo! There's some tables scattered around, people kind of sitting in them and stuff like that. There's some noises, games going on, some gambling, coins exchanging hands, what have you. A lot of people, a lot of noise, a lot of alcohol flowing. I am still not going to use the servers, because I refuse to use the W word. Gonna do my best not to. The servers and the bartenders kind of...
You can say barmaid.
Barmaid. Thank you. I'll use that one. The barmaids and bartenders kind of look around, look at you as you enter briefly, and then head back to their work. Just as if like acknowledgement of, okay, new people if they need something, and then back to what they're doing. Where do you go to here? What do you want? Do you want a drink? Do you want a table?
Table's
Yes.
fine, but also I want to drink.
Table, drinks. I'll have a small wine.
Alright, and once you guys find a clear table, kind of in the middle of the ruckus in a way, because of course all the stuff along the sides have been taken because people don't want to get in the middle of the ruckus. The barmaid comes to see you about what you want to drink. As she's leaning over you, in the corner out, coming in the door now, is a tiefling. Enters. Blue skin, red eyes, a tail. It is notable because you have not seen a tiefling in these parts before.
That is interesting.
Indeed.
And it's probably going to mess up my divine sense.
Yeah, actually, because nothing is set. It's not setting off your divine sense.
Shouldn't tieflings always?
It is not setting off your divine sense.
That's interesting.
Tiefling, what do you do?
Is there
Going to
anything?
buy a stout, big fucking tankard.
Thank you. Tess, you're saying? Sorry.
Is there anything she can percept about this tiefling?
Valia is openly staring at the tiefling.
I don't know if she can perceive that the tiefling is just staring at openly. Tiefling, you could easily perceive that. You don't even need to roll. You're being stared at.
Looks back and winks. Brings out a really big smile with really sharp teeth. Oh, and she looks... Let's see. She's incredibly hot. Let's just say that.
In more ways than one, she's a tiefling.
Yes.
They're demonic. Come on. The barmaid comes and brings your drinks. I'll be a silver.
Pay. Does anything else seem obviously out of place? Because that sure is.
Percept everyone.
Under what circumstances do we get to add training to skills? Does that only when we add new classes?
You mean like adding proficiency?
Yeah. Like for example, to perception.
You can take feats for that kind of thing, but generally when you make a class or you get into the skills, once you have the perception, it just adds in. If you want to add it in further later down the line, you have to take feats for it, I believe.
I am definitely doing nothing but staring at Sylvia.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Tess and Sylvia, you do notice a kind of. They don't seem quite like they belong in Halston. I mean, you're not quite sure why not. They do seem to set themselves slightly out of the ruckus. In case of Sylvia, you kind of see someone who looks sort of familiar, but you're not sure. Tess, what they seem like to you would be. It's weird in a city this large to say they seem like they are fancier than the city, but that's what it's like. It'd be like a big city people in like a medium-sized city kind of thing. Is they stand out from the crowd in that way. Like they're not of here. Lidda, I am sorry you do not really see the people. You're enjoying some fine beverage. It is good beverage, though. You are tasting the flavors in there to a degree. You're not failing. It's just, it's good stuff. There's a ruckus around you. Yay. And Valia, yeah. The Tiefling has you fully distracted. Completely and utterly. Because, what?
Can't possibly be a tiefling that's not evil at all. Even when they're not evil, because even when they're not evil, they register evil. But this one is winking at me. Does she want to get in my pants? But what?
Tiefling takes a water skin, dumps it a little bit.
This is a silent monologue here. Yeah. This is just why Valia is distracted.
Yeah. Dumps a little bit of something from the water skin into the drink. Takes a big swig, walks over to Valia, sits in her lap. Hi, anything you like? Or see anything you like?
How does Valia handle this?
Yeah.
That's a blue screen, that is.
And how and Tess are Lidda handling this?
Oh, I'm having the time of my life.
Not really. Can I help you?
No, it's more about what can I help you?
I think that's very unlikely.
Well, that's why he's staring. Takes another drink.
Oh yeah, do you need some alone time with your friend?
Is that like in my face at this point with the damn drink?
Pretty close.
Then I'm claiming a perception roll on that one.
Okay. I'm keeping an eye on the guy, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You can come out of the corner of your eye. 18. Trying to think if it covers for that. 1 second here.
I just mean to recognize that stuff.
Oh, if you can recognize the smell of the stuff that she poured into her drink?
And is now waving under my nose. Because she's sitting in my freaking lap.
Kind of maybe seems familiar, but you didn't have her tea underneath your nose, sadly, in Lemmy's place. So
that's true.
Yeah, it kind of, sort of seems familiar, but it seems familiar in that way of, it's weird to say this because I'm sure the stuff smells beautiful. The smell of pigs and cows and stuff like that seems familiar because when you're going through those places, it's just everywhere. So you're not sure if it's because you smelled it recently or you smelled it in the past. Sorry. You didn't have her tea underneath your nose.
Like a chair.
Sorry?
Perhaps you would like a chair.
Oh, she has one.
No, she doesn't.
Well, I guess if you insist.
I rather do.
Oh, damn. Rebuked. Guess I probably should have used a pickup line.
Valia plays hard to get.
Takes out a chair, sits with you guys.
Valia is straight. What were you expecting to have happen?
You should ask to examine her. Medically, of course.
I don't think the two of you are helping her right now, but gosh, it's kind of funny.
So, are you guys down in town for business or pleasure?
Well, me,
Definitely not pleasure.
All right.
Was someone else about to answer something?
What about the other two?
business.
And you? One who looks so severe that... Well, honestly, I think that she could probably use with taking corn cob out of her ass. Hello?
Who are you meaning to?
Tess.
Oh. Tess, she directs
Tess
you.
will just continue looking very severely at you.
That seems like a very Tess answer.
Well, I can see I'm not wanted here. I'll see you later.
Sylvia, that one you were watching, kind of turns to you guys for a second and stands up as if they're getting ready to leave.
Oh, I've seen somebody now. I'll see you. And then starts following him. Them.
Following them out. Okay. Tess, that that people that you were actually watching too, it's actually the same people. They looked over, seen the tiefling in a weird sort of way, just kind of got up and started to leave the establishment.
So the person that we noticed coming in, who looks pretty fancy,
Yeah,
they're leaving?
The ones that you're seeing that looked pretty fancy, they're leaving.
Okay, well that doesn't warrant Tess to do anything about that, so I guess she'll just keep an eye out.
Okay.
If only we had any way to know who that was.
Indeed. We'll have to see what happens.
Well, it's not like they were following us. I mean, if people follow us, we deal with that.
Yeah, you throw pastries at them.
I didn't throw any kind of pastry.
That's not the only thing we did.
No, you ran them down, let's be fair. You caught them. It was nice. I just remember the pastries because the pastry sprite was great. So, Sylvia, you're following them out?
Yeah.
When you get outside, they do kind of turn to you. Are you trying to be stealthy at all, or no?
Not really.
Alright. So they do notice that you followed them outside in a way, and the one who seems to be kind of lead the group's like, just gonna... What do you want?
I am going to be very...
What are you doing here?
push-up bra. I'm just looking for a good time. That's all. And I'm trying to get integrated with them, so I'm going to persuade.
Okay, try it up.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Oops.
Good persuade. They kind of just give a derisive snort. Some of them look like they're kind of taken by you, but the one guy is just... Ugh. Demonkin. Figures.
Well, I was also looking, where's the best place in town to have a good time?
We don't know any better than you do.
Well, you look like you've been here for a while.
Not that long, really. Not enough time to know the best place. Go back
I'd settle
inside
probably
there. Pardon?
I'd settle probably for a good place.
Then you probably just left one. Go back inside, Demonkin. There's no fun times for you here. They kind of turn, seeming to dismiss you as they head over to another tavern.
Okay, so do I have all of their faces kind of in my head now?
Yep, you do.
Okay.
Roll an insight for me, please.
Okay.
And you want to roll investigate test. We'll get you in just a second.
Damn.
Yeah, none of them seem familiar from Crestwood. You thought that one was, but now you're not entirely sure.
I'm writing all their names down in a book now.
All right. Okay, Lidda. Tess, you're investigating. What are you investigating?
Actually, I think it might be more of a perception. She's going to be listening for any talk in the tavern about the mages, any secret plans to take away some of the mage's power, because I remember hearing some of that.
Yep, heard about that last time.
And anything about the celebration
Okay.
for the prince or whatever.
Big celebration.
So that is persuasion, right? Or perception, right?
Yeah. That is perception. You don't hear any talk this time around, funny enough, of taking over for mages. Welcome back. You do hear some talk of some mages. In fact, you hear grumblings from some of the staff actually talking about the damn mages that were here. The available ones. They're kind of happy that they left because they're kind of assholes. They're snotty and snooty and look down on people, certain types, and just not fun to deal with, not fun to serve. As for celebrations, many people are excited about them, talking about what they could possibly be. People talking about them, excited what they could possibly be. They're not sure quite the full week's plan. They know it's going to be a week to 2 week long events going on.
Not to be jumping on the bandwagon or anything, but I'll be back in a moment.
Oh my god, abandonment! I'm getting abandonment issues here. I'm kidding. Pretty much the celebration stuff you hear, like, you get a few names of a few of the other shows that are going to be there next time. Remind me, I'll get them to you afterwards. A few of the other performers, magic acts, things like that, that'll be there in town. People are starting to talk a little bit more excited about it because it's only a week away. It's actually less. So some are talking about their travel plans, how they're going to get there, how a lot of inns are actually full, of course, probably. It's not like they can call ahead and go, hey, reserve me, right? But from what they hear, a lot of merchants are already in town already and went in ahead of time. So it's like, finding a place to sleep is going to be so tough. But I hear they're going to do like an encampment outside the city for people that can do that. Things like that. So.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what you find out. So the Meiji ones, yeah, as I said, they're the ones that seem to have just left. What do you do? Or do you want to wait for Abbey to get back?
I guess so. I just follow the group, I suppose.
Okay, are you doing so stealthily, or are you letting anyone know, or?
Sorry, what are Lidda and Valia doing?
Lidda?
I'm kind of just hanging back. Like I said, I don't really notice them as much as everyone else, so I'm not really suspicious of anything.
Okay, and then Valia's gonna be back in a momentarily.
Well, then I think, yeah. Well, I guess I'll wait.
Alright, we'll jump quickly to Sylvia then and see what you do about that. You've just been dismissed. Jerks.
I'd send some, let's see this personality.
It's likely a tiefling. Tieflings aren't here very much, and they're not really well received very often where they are anyways.
No.
But
I understand. I'm just trying to figure out what Sylvia would do.
yeah, no.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sending a spell after them.
Ooh.
Nothing big.
What spell?
I'm sending fairy fire after them.
Very well. I don't think you have to roll attack. It's just...
No.
Okay, what color do you want them in?
Hot pink.
Yeah, they become hot pink as they're kind of wandering away from you, but the group stops, like, because fairy fire doesn't hide from the person that you cast it on. Just
No.
oh my gosh. They kind of just stop, and they look around for a second, and you see one of the mages kind of like a hand signal and something like that, and just kind of looking. You know, they're kind of thinking arcana stuff and things like that. And they're kind of pausing for a moment.
I do this and then head back inside.
And they kind of turn around. Well, we have a view, people. We have a picture. So, of course, you're going to know the demon did it. Because that is what the tiefling does. For those of you watching that can see it. When she goes back inside.
Calls me.
You go back inside, so you don't see this, but they come marching back. Congratulations, you've ticked them right off. You're inside now. What do you do? Like, they're gonna be entering shortly. What do you do?
I'm going to the bathroom.
You're gonna go to like one of the little bathrooms in there?
And, you know, become Sylvia again.
Okay, they come in glowing hot pink. The tiefling they're looking for that did this is not in the room at all. Tess, Lidda, and I'll let Valia know once Abbey returns. You see these people from there earlier coming back in glowing hot pink.
With fire.
Like a flaming kind of aura around them of hot pink. Oh good, Abby's back. We could let her know too. Sylvia, do you want to do the honors of letting her know what you just did?
Yes. So, Valia, the very fancy dressed people from earlier come marching back in, on fire, and hot pink, or on fire with hot pink glowing fire.
Sylvia, as Tiefling Sylvia, cast fairy fire on them.
And then they just came back in.
Well, yeah, because then she cast fire on them, and there's an image there underneath the spell of what she did when they turned around looking for who cast it on them.
There's an image under this.
If you see that stack.imager.com.
Oh, yes. Ah.
So then she re-entered the tavern, and they came looking for her, and she's currently sitting in the washroom, becoming Sylvia again. Tess and Lidda were going to follow them out, originally. It looks like you don't have to anymore. They came back in glowing.
Woo!
What do you all do? They are not happy-looking people.
Divine sense, but at this point it's more a matter of desperation than investigation.
What on the mages?
Yes. Well, in general, but are they mages? Them especially, the glowing people.
The glowing people, yep, they're magic people. You can see them kind of bursting and getting some stuff ready because they don't care that the tiefling's in a crowded bar. Although the bar has gone dead silent once everyone came in and they're flaming hot pink. They will burn the bar to the ground to get that damn tiefling. They're not happy. Divine sense doesn't seem to, well, not quite true. It picks up a little something from them. They're not quite sure that it's evil necessarily, but we can usually up to no good at this point, because yes, they are wanting to just like murderate the demon.
Well, I know how they feel, but
They divvy up and start searching the tavern because the tiefling's not around.
This is getting potentially hairy.
The barmaid and bartenders are attempting to stop them and get in the way, but they're being pushed back or basically just kind of shoved aside. I mean, mages aren't the strongest people in the world, but considering they can throw fireballs, usually most don't care.
Like, how upset are they? Like, are they, like, almost bar fight upset?
They're flaming mad.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah. So, what do you do? Their voices are being raised, they're getting angry. They're searching for that tiefling heading back towards where the washrooms are.
Tess is just gonna stay out of the way and, I mean, match everybody else in the tavern and just, like, stare at the flaming pink.
Do any of us even know that the tiefling did that?
You don't know that the tiefling did that necessarily, but you do know they're yelling about damn demon kin.
Ah.
So whether or not the tiefling actually did that, they think it does, and they're pissed off.
Are they seriously burning? Are people running to get out of the way?
No, it's fairy fire. It's to the side here. They just light up with fire, pretty much.
The player knows that. Do the characters all know that?
Yes, they're not burning. You can see that they've been walking around calmly, not burning.
It's important to not be on fire.
It is important to not be on fire. It is very good that they are not on fire.
And yet.
And yet.
I don't know. I'm kind of overwhelmed. Things are happening that don't make a great deal of sense compared to other things. A fight looks like it's getting ready to break out, so I'm going to have to get ready to join it.
Two of them
try to protect people.
Two of them head out the back because realizes that there's no tiefling here. Off they go into the night. Two of them, younger ones, likely apprentices, are kind of still sticking around, keeping an eye out because if the tiefling didn't go at the back and they know they didn't go at the front, they must still be here somewhere. And they're kind of getting a bit edgy around people. Like, they don't have the self-control that years of experience with their magic and being taught this kind of stuff would have taught them. They're kind of holding there slightly, like stretching their fingers, looking like ready, like, oh yeah, yeah, go on. Like,
Sylvia comes out of the bathroom. Is Sylvia again?
yeah, you guys recognize Sylvia's there.
How's she doing here?
When did she get here?
She didn't come from the exits just then, did she?
She came from the washroom.
Did we miss her coming in? Was she in there all this time?
Comes up to you guys. What's going on?
Someone's made some gentlemen from the city extremely angry.
Why are they on fire?
That's how they made them angry.
Flaming mad.
I think was the term used.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thanks for waiting for me.
When did you get here?
About a minute ago, before these guys weren't here.
But you just came out of the bathroom.
Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom.
The mage just kind of comes to your table. It's like, hey, we're looking for someone. Stop. Just stop.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mages.
I'm sorry. What did I do? I'm sorry.
Did you see a tiefling back there?
No, it was just me.
Very well. Kind of look around for a little bit more, and the two younger ones go out the front way. There's a couple beat for a little while.
Still
around the
studying.
tavern.
I'm still studying their faces.
Yep.
Just writing down more information about
Are
them.
you doing that in front of the mages, like writing down information on a notepad in front of the mages?
I take it out and I'm drinking from my water skin and just look like I'm scribbling things in my notepad.
But did you wait until the mages left your area, or did you do it while they were
Doing it
there?
after they left.
Okay, I was double checking.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Just double checking. Yeah, they kind of go. Demonkins need to be coming out, and they march out the front door in a grumpy state. No bar fight tonight. No demonkin. They can't do anything. Aww. After about a beat or two, the tavern starts talking again. It's not as loud as it was before. Probably it will be in a little while. They're kind of muttering to themselves like, "Oh, that's kind of why we don't like mages. That's why we kind of, that's." Can you imagine what that makes me like in Crestwood all the time? Oh my god. So.
Random booze person at the next table has a point.
Yeah, it's like, that must be what it's like in Crestwood at their bars. Can you imagine the mages in control?
That's what I've been talking.
Yeah, they're kind of the
This is what I've been
gangs.
talking about. Solandre's been like held up in a room because of these people.
What do you all do?
Should we follow them? Are they likely to...
I'll be right back.
I don't really have any beef with them. They didn't
Are they
do
likely
anything
to
with
be
us.
who we're looking for?
You can insight on that if you'd like to.
Everyone?
Yeah. She just asked the question. I'm guessing she asked that out loud and not to herself. Hopefully, yeah. You can all insight on that if you'd like to. Ouch. Nope, that is not who they're talking about at all. No, nothing, no problem at all. What are you talking about? There's nothing to worry about there. Not in the least. No.
Okay, back.
You missed it. They'll botch their insight rolls. They don't think those mages are the people they're going after.
Oh, great.
But at least Valia did ask that out loud, so you have an opportunity to answer. After they all went, no!
I think those are the people we're going after. I've been taking down features and stuff like that in my book, and
Really?
some of them seem
When?
kind of... I've been doing it for a while now. Before we got in, like, before I got you guys, I've been protecting or looking after Solandre for a while, and some of these guys look familiar, and I've been writing down their, like, distinguishing features and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, you didn't see but 2 of them, right? So, I mean, how much do you know?
I had to pass a few.
Oh.
I was coming out of the bathroom. But, I can let you guys see my book. Other than that, I'll just follow you guys.
Follow us?
Yeah.
You seem to know more. Shouldn't we follow you?
I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't really get into fights very often.
I mean, we're not looking for a fight.
Aren't you, though? Aren't you? No.
I mean, aren't I always? I fight, Tess steals, you know, we gotta just go.
It's kind of what we do.
Okay, so they were on fire and they weren't burning, right?
Right.
That's fairy fire. We've got another at least 15 minutes before it goes away, so we can follow them pretty easy.
All right, let's go.
Alright, so you guys are going to follow?
Yes, let's go try to be unobtrusive.
Do you
And
want to try
not-
and stealth?
Hey. Well, is hiding in crowds the same kind of thing as ninja stealth?
Oh, God.
Let's see what I do. I have no stealth.
I
Oh,
am.
You wouldn't be able to really anyways, because we go with the lowest, and that's a crit fail from Valia. Well,
Yay!
no.
Well, they don't really teach stealth at Paladin school.
They really don't. They really don't try. But as is, before you guys really get a chance to go out there, a little something seems to flit through the room from the fireplace, actually. Little wisp, and then out the door, followed by another one.
That's weird.
That is weird. Everyone around the tavern kind of stops for a second again, watches it go, and it's like, damn mages.
Goddamn mages.
Or
What
goddamn
was that?
mages. Perception checks.
Everything's a perception check.
Everything's a perception checks. Either that or it'd have to be an investigate, but you can't get close enough to it. This is to see it because it just whisks by.
Ah! Come on.
What'd I get?
All but Lydia. Lidda, sorry. All but Lidda notice it's interestingly moving smoke with arms and legs. And wings. That just went out the door.
You were saying they were talking about a Tiefling, right?
Are there smoke imps?
I don't know.
I think we definitely better follow that.
Yes.
Alright. Those of you who've gotten the perceptions at 15 or higher can follow the smoke myth. It's not too bright out. Well, it's not too dark out, I was going to say. It's not like it's night. They're not blowing into the clouds. You came here during the afternoon. You can see these little wisps of smoke kind of going down.
I'm
The way they do. They're not moving too
I'm sorry.
fast.
I'm sorry, Lidda, but you're gonna have to stay here because you just didn't get the perception check.
You can take her along. She just can't see them. She doesn't know what they are. They look like smoke.
Okay.
Tess will just like grab her arm gently and just pull her. We're going.
Along.
We're going.
All right. Following the smoke things. They kind of whisper around the alleys a little bit, things like that. They're not following the trail that the mages kind of were following, but they do head back to where the mages are inside. Actually, well, you can hear the voices. You can you can kind of see, you know what, they have fair fire on them. If you look in through the doorway or through the windows, you can see some bright pink glow inside. Mages are inside there. The little smoke things that are outside are kind of just whispering around it. You've seen 4 of them now, and they're kind of up and what have you around the building. They don't seem to have taken note of you yet. How close do you want to get?
I need to see what they're doing.
Is anybody good at sneaking around? I'm really terrible at it.
Oh yes, I'm absolutely wonderful at sneaking around. You've probably noticed. I could only be less stealthy if I was actually singing loud battle songs while tromping about.
What would you like to try to do?
In previous games, I had a paladin who did that, I might add.
Cabra just stomps around angrily, I'm gonna say that right now. She's loud anyways. But what would you like to do?
Would I can look through. Would Cindy give me a boost? Or...
That I can do.
Okay. Oh right, I'm really tall. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm 5'11".
Sorry, yeah. Tess was asking what building are they in. You guys have followed them to the Shrill Shrew.
I'm looking through the window.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy about that at all?
And do you actually need? And do you need a boost or not?
Do I need a boost?
Yes. Do you need a boost?
Okay, I need a boost.
No. Do you? Like, you shouldn't. If you're just looking through the first floor, you're not gonna need a boost at 5 feet.
Okay. Sorry, I don't need a boost. Forgot I was tall. Okay, I'm gonna do stealthily. What'd I get?
18.
Decent.
That is decent. Let's see here. Alright, the little smoke things do not seem to take notice of you.
Okay. They are inside?
Nope, they're outside. They're flitting around.
Nope.
The mages?
Mages.
The mages are inside, yes. You can see the pink from them quite clearly. It's the fire's still going, although it's probably looking like it's kind of fading out a little bit pretty soon here.
Are all of them in there?
The two younger ones are. The two older ones seem like they're not. Well, the two older ones are not there. The two younger guys, the more apprentices, were there.
Okay. Okay, two of them are in there. So, do we just go in?
That's a rather good question.
I mean, we don't really know them. I mean, I think they'll get pretty angry if we feel like we're following them.
Do we just kidnap one of them and, like,
what?
get them to tell
No.
them? I'm sorry, I'm just a musician. I don't really need that much.
How close are you all having this conversation, by the way, by the area?
That was a weird thing that Sylvia just said, Jalyn.
Yep.
Like, should that require some kind of deception roll or something? Because that was...
I'm just a musician?
I'm just a musician. I don't know anything. Oh, really? Yes.
If you'd wish to, you can try Decept versus an Insight, if that's the case of what... Okay, do you want to roll an Insight against that? Do you think Valia actually does not believe that? If so, roll an Insight, and...
It was bloody weird.
Yeah, so you'd have... Yeah, you have rights to roll an Insight, and Sylvia, you'd have to roll Deception against.
But I am a musician. I only have a dagger. I've never done any of this stuff before.
More than a musician, and you know it.
Sorry?
You're more than a musician, and you know it.
Slightly.
Slightly. Although Valia kind of realizes that you might be more than a musician as well, clearly. Yeah, no, that seemed weird.
thoroughly did not believe that.
That seemed weird.
And raises the question, why is she lying to us?
She might not be lying. She is a musician. She does play music. That's just not all she is. But anywho.
She knows more than nothing.
There we go. That's where the key is on that one. And Tess is keeping an eye on the little smoke thingies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little closer. You guys are a little closer up to the building now. You can kind of see they have form. They have clawed little legs and clawed little feet and wings and a very angry little face.
I really don't like the looks of this. I'm gonna use Arcana to try to figure out what the hell they are.
Go ahead.
I don't know what. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a decent roll.
They're mephits. M-E-P-H-I-T. Mephits. Particularly the smoke variety. There are 2 of them fluttering there. Possibly as... well, you're not sure what they would have been used as. But that's what you're staring at. They're small. And, I should point this out, actually now that, you know, Valia's kind of probably... Oh. They send off your divine sense. They're evil.
They're demons.
Yeah, they are.
Well, the question
So
is,
what do we do
Jalyn,
about them?
I think we may have to get rid of them.
I'm alright with that.
What do we do about them? I mean, why are they here is the question.
Do you want to catch one and ask it?
Yes.
We?
Like the yeah.
Duh.
Good
How
luck
do we-
with that.
Isn't that what we do with everything? We catch it, we question it.
How do we catch
The
a method?
halfling,
Good
the
luck.
panther. Come on now.
Good luck.
Put it in a jar.
Put it in a jar. Sure.
Jalyn,
Yes.
number of spell slots. Is that a fixed number, or is that a fixed number plus the relevant modifier?
That is a fixed number that gives you in your character creation always. So are you looking for Paladin spell slots, for example?
Yeah, I'm just trying to confirm.
Yeah, so when you create a Paladin character and you bump up the levels and what have you. Sorry, here, I don't have my book handy. One moment. Let's see if I can get a thing on how many spell slots you get.
Do you want me to look at it in a book? I have the book.
Yes, please. Just take a look at the Paladin.
One second.
Because, funny enough, I remember it, and I play it, and I don't remember it. Because I brought out all the other
Would
books
that be
and
player sample?
It'll be just a thing in the very beginning. My word is my solid Paladin. Blah, 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 blah.
2 level 1 spell slots at level 2.
There we go.
Yep.
So there you have it. You get 2 level 1 spell slots. Which you should have
Okay.
a level 1 spell that you know at least a few of them.
I have 6 of them.
There we go. What will you do?
Jalyn, what are the chances that getting rid of demons like that is sort of a thing I have to do?
Well, then I suppose that depends on how seriously you take the Ilmater things. The tenements of your class and what have you. They are evil creatures.
Ilmater's not usually about the murdery stuff, exactly. So that's the question.
Well, I mean, they're not following us.
No.
That has nothing to do with it.
Well, as I said, they are evil things, so it depends on, as I said. Ilmater isn't about that stuff. Ilmater's, I believe, more for healing, dealing with suffering, right, that kind of thing. Now, that said, methods are not nice. They're, I'm trying to think here, what would you actually know about them? They're not nice things. They poke at things, they mock things, they're problematic. They
don't belong on this plane, do they?
Pretty much. They're summon things, they're elementals, and they're evil.
I have no choice but to attack them.
But that's the only thing Sylvia's gonna say before you attack them. That's all.
Very well. You get your sneak attack round. Roll because they're not expecting it. You may roll. Oh,
Lovely start.
that is a great start because what happens is Valia goes rushing at the smoke mephit, brandishing her quarterstaff, swings and passes between the two of them. The two smoke mephits suddenly turn and look to the group, dark eyes just sinking all light into them as they study. A hiss goes up. They have you in their sights, and here's where we end today's session.
Okay.
Be prepared for battle next time.
What a time for a 1.
Hey, I didn't have you break your quarterstaff, so that'd be that it.
I've broken a crossbow 3 times during a game.
Ooh, I've done it twice with
During a whole
bowstrings.
during a campaign.
So
Yeah.
Here we shall end that. We'll take care of some housekeeping the next week and what have you. I was gonna have you see about leveling you guys up to level 3, but you can only do that after a long rest. So we shall talk about that next time around.
Okay.
You've discovered the things in the camp. You have these things, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff that has happened and whatnot, and bringing you up to about it. Anything you guys wish to say before I go to the stream to say goodnight?
Bye.
Bye.
I hate rolling 1s.
Oh. You can't even
Never
shame,
set yourself on fire.
You can't even
Definitely
shame
not
these
pink.
dice because they're virtual dice.
I wonder why they...
I mean, in truth, I should always be able to roll a 20.
Just because you can roll on the floor, it doesn't count. We have to be able to roll the dice on your leg. Talk to me when it's a moving
What?
tattoo.
What if it currently is moving if I move my leg?
What's up?
What's
Abby?
When I do that, how come it rolls 3d6 with the 20?
It's rolling your damage automatically.
My
Yeah.
damage.
Rolls it all at once.
Yeah, so it's set up on your character sheet. That
Yes, it should
as you
be
roll-
1d6 plus 4.
Okay, let me take a look at that really quickly. Weird, that's rolling 3 then.
Yeah.
Let's see what mine does. I don't know.
One of the ways we can fix that
the
is
critical?
just here.
Oh yeah, mine does that too.
Yeah, don't roll auto damage. There we go. If you just turn off don't roll auto damage, it won't roll it, then you can just roll your 1d6 afterwards.
Yeah,
I just turned
'cause
it
mine's
off.
1d8.
Yeah, I
Mine's
just turned it off
1d8
earlier.
plus 2.
Weird.
So.
Weird. Anywho, I'm gonna go do the good nights. I will be right back. Pop. All right. Thank you for tuning in, those that were tuning in live. If you missed any parts of this, you can catch us on YouTube as we play that part and redo it all again over there. We'll be putting that through about a week from now, maybe a little bit. It's kind of rough in that kind of ways. You can always catch us on 0d20.com as well. If this is your first time tuning in, you can tune in and see episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 all on 0d20.com. That is ZEROD20. Of course, it's also up in the doobly-doo up at the top. If you liked this, check out our Fractoria podcast, available on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and Google Play. Just look under 0D20, or you can find us again on our website. If you like us, talk to us on Twitter or Facebook. Twitter is at 0D20_. Facebook is /0D20. I'm kind of sensing a pattern here, isn't it? Tune in next time when the people find out, when our band of adventurers discover what are Mephits really like in battle. If you like us, leave a review, spread the word, tell your friends, and we will see you here 2 weeks from today. Bye.